Hello. October 24th is Read for the Record Day, and on this day, people all over the United States and even all over the world are reading the same book together, and that's why it's called Read for the Record. We're trying to break the record for the most readers of the same book on the same day. This year's book is Chen Sings by Phillipa, and it's a wonderful story about a young girl who becomes anxious and nervous about something. Let's see what happens in it. Chen Sings, published by Random House Books. This is Chen. Piper loves to sing, and she twirls from room to room. She bounces up the stairs and hops on one foot, always singing out of tune. She sings good morning to the peeking sun and good night to the cresting moon. She sings to the orange-crested robins whistling outside her window and to the chanting frogs in the faraway pond, and they sing back to her. Piper performs for her closest friends, with Spotty as backup singer always. Spotty's the dog, and look at her friends. It's her stuffed animals. And her grandmother. She listens to Nai's homemade jiaozi pop as they cook and hums with pleasure as she eats them. She hears the world's rich sounds and beats and rhythms and adds her own voice to the orchestra. So Piper hears music all around her and everything. On a bright spring morning, Piper scoots to school, slapping her foot against the pavement and bopping her head to the beat. When Ms. Lopez takes attendance, Piper belts out, "Here!" She practices her whistle while she colors and cuts. And she hums quietly while looking for the perfect book. In her favorite class, Piper stands tall and is focused. She feels the chorus of the voices vibrating through her. When the class takes a break, Mr. Harris asks Piper if she wants to sing one of the solos in the spring sing. Piper lets her excitement answer, yes, she does want to sing. Yet when they start practicing again, something doesn't feel right. Piper is suddenly frozen, and she can only sing in a worried whisper. If you feel nervous, Piper, that's only natural. Mr. Harris assures her, you have the choice to sing. You can sing the solo or sing with the class. Just tell me what you decide the next time we meet. When Piper returns home from school that day, she does not twirl through the rooms, bounce up the stairs, or hop on one foot. Piper is not singing. Listening to the tune from Nai's piano, Piper does not hum along. She does not sing one note. Nai is sitting upright at the piano bench as she often does, with one foot resting on the pedal, never wiggling or even rattling her teacup. She starts playing their favorite song. Piper, I know you're there, but you aren't singing, says Nai. Piper climbs up next to Nai and tells her about the solo. What if I forget the words? What if I sound like a frog, she says. When we practiced, I felt like butterflies were holding a dance party in my belly. What if they come back? She's anxious and nervous. Nai pauses her playing and smiles. Hootie, she says to Piper. What is hootie, says Piper. It is the Chinese word for butterfly, answers Nai. I remember being your age, the very first time I touched the piano keys, playing along to the rain's beat against the windows. Nai plays the keys to sound like raindrops, and Piper giggles. Before my first piano recital, the butterflies danced in me too. Go away, Hootie, I begged, but they just flew faster. They would only settle once I began to play, said Nai. Eventually, I realized that butterflies visited to tell me when something exciting was ahead. They flapped fast when I left China and traveled to America. And I felt them fluttering the day I graduated from music school. They flew through me when I married your Yaya. They hovered over us when we brought your father home for the first time. And they twirled unstoppably on the day I became a U.S. citizen. Now, when they greet me, I greet them back. Hello, Hootie. Piper, do you want to sing the solo? Asked Nai. Piper blinks and thinks and then nods. Nai resumes playing their favorite song, and Piper finally sings along. Weeks later, on the night of the show, Piper feels the butterflies flapping their wings side to side. When it's her class's turn to sing, they walk out slowly. Piper sees the spotlight shining like the bright, welcoming sun, and its reflection on stage like the inviting moon. She hums to herself. Hello, Hootie. Piper steps into the glow, the butterflies rest, and she sings. She sings like she sings to her stuffed animal and Spotty the dog. The sun and the moon and the stars, the trees and the birds and the frogs. She sings because she loves to sing. And her love is alive in that moment, fluttering through her, her family and friends, and her loving Nai, fluttering up and out into the world. So, even though Piper is nervous and anxious, and even though she feels the butterflies flying, she's able to sing the song that she loves in front of all the people, and she's not afraid. I hope you enjoyed this story. Piper Chen sings.